The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
Let me ask you about the impeachment that we've heard that's been discussed a little bit by some in the past week, too. It turns out that it looks like it's a great fundraiser for the Democratic Party.
You have to take your hat off to the cynic-in-chief who sits in the Oval Office of the White House. The President of the United States is cynically suggesting a constitutional crisis in order to fatten the bank accounts of Democratic fundraising groups and in order to try and energize Democratic turnout for the fall elections. The Speaker of the House has said we will not consider or take up this issue. There's no serious Republican leader who stepped forward and said, here's the bill of particulars that justifies this extreme action. And yet the President of the United States sends out his press secretary last week to stir the waters and suggest this is real. How cynical, how pathetic. This man is playing with the American people by suggesting a constitutional crisis where none exists. Shame on him, and shame on those people in his administration who participate with him, and shame on those conservatives and Republicans who help him along. The president wants nothing more than Congressman Yoho of Florida to step forward and say we must do it. He wants nothing more than Republican and conservative leaders to step forward and say, oh, we agree, we ought to try and impeach him. That's what the president wants, just like he wanted people to step forward on the birther issue, because he knew it undermined the credibility of Republicans and conservatives and served his, President Obama's, purposes.
Carl, as always, thank you, sir.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.